page because we've got some really cool stuff going on with it. And 29, 28 seconds. Okay, so for all of you that are members, you should have gotten your member email that said this is this, and there's the member only page, and your temporary password is 1 through 8. And how many of you have visited those member only pages? So a couple of you. Has anybody posted to the forums or anything yet? Or been able to actually use them? I saw, yeah, you did. Okay. So I'm going to show you. So you go to the easiest way is to go to handmadeinamerica.org, and then this members only. And then you have to sign in. Okay, so this is what's gonna pop up on yours. I won't say switch to admin view, that's just mine. But we have these events and opportunities. This is where we're putting other people's events and opportunities now. Like we used to put them out in e-blasts and e-newsletters and Facebook and wherever we put them out. And now, I mean, some of them will be on the blog, but we're going to try to put them all here. So the arts conference, LARC is doing 1,000 ebook. If you're a bee artist and want to be in a LARC book. Are called the Visual Arts Exchange, the one I just told you all about. So it's here. They all have a little thing and then a link. So we're trying to not give too much information. The Bell Share Poster Contest, and then the Creative Sector Summit, which is coming up March 6th through 8th. That's going to be really awesome. I highly recommend. A lot of the stuff is free. And it's 3 days of the arts in Asheville. And if you want to have anything to do with being a part of the arts community, then in any capacity other than just creating, basically, and not, and this is a really important thing to go to. It's a great networking opportunity. It's great knowing what's out there. If you want to be more involved on a hands-on basis, it's a great way to make those connections. So that information is on there. And then if you go up to members only, so we've been touting this member only page. The schedule is where I'm going to be putting, so this is going to be our calendar for all the AW meetings and their topics and all the craft labs. So every time I schedule something, it's going to go on here first. So this information will always be correct and up to date. And if you have any questions, you can always come here instead of emailing me and waiting for me to get back to you and possibly giving you the wrong time and date, because that's how my brain works. And so you can do it in a long view or a switch to calendar view. Calendar, see. Pretty excited about this. It's a great way to get the information out there. And then we also have so this is where you will come if you miss a meeting. So we have from last meeting the PDF from the handouts. And then if you click here under the video, it'll take you to YouTube. And this computer is really old, so you can't actually watch it. Oh, maybe we can. Nope. Can't watch it, but I'm sure on your home computer you can watch the whole meeting. So if you want to watch the meeting and get, I know I say a lot of stuff that's not on the handouts. So,
you have a question?
Yeah.
Will you have all the all meetings up there?
Yeah, and I'll put them up. My plan is to kind of put them up, the handouts up, like after the Asheville meeting, because that's the first meeting of the month, and then the video up by the end of the month. But the video, the thing is it's possible that we're only going to keep the video up for a month, so you actually have to, yeah, we'll see, but we'll see. And then there's craft labs. I'll put stuff from craft labs up. Some of this stuff might only be up for a limited amount of time to encourage people to come to meetings, because we just don't want to never see your face again because it's all up here. But so there's just more information about different stuff. And the best thing, I think, and business training resources, I haven't put anything up. I get a lot of resources, and this is where I'm going to put them. So articles, I don't know, all that kind of stuff, it'll be here. But the forums, and Anita is going to like this one. So I get a lot of questions from people, photographers. I always get the question, what kind of craft fairs, galleries, places should I put my work in? And that's just too much information for me to know. So, and plus it's different for everyone. It might work well for someone and not as well for someone else. So, the more people who post to this site, the more robust a resource it's going to be. So, if you're in a show, come in here and put down all you have to do is hit reply, type in, this is what show I went to, this is what it is, this is my experience, and then maybe over the next year, we can finally get to a point where when somebody asks me that question, I can say, go here, and it's available to members only. So, not everybody can get this information.
Yoko,
Yeah.
how do we sign into this?
It is, you just go to, it's handmade.com/wild apricot, but you can go to,
And we don't need any special codes or anything?
you do, it's, the temporary password is and it'll only work if you're a member and you're
Right.
on their email. So you put in your email and then 1 through 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is a temporary password. Does it prompt you to automatically change your password, or do you have to go into?
I think that it does prompt you to change it the first time they
Okay,
log
so
in.
my personal email address, followed by 1 through 8.
Whatever email
There's
you
a-
gave us to sign
Yes,
up.
okay.
And then the password is 1 through 8 if you haven't signed it before. So in here, so it's just a members page and email and password. And I'm taking the time to show you all this because I think it's a really great resource, and I am really want people to use it because I think there's good stuff in there. Yeah.
On that section where you're talking about places to put your work,
In the forums.
do you want people to share, what they do and what shops they have their stuff in, or what exactly are you looking for?
There's a different place for that. There's actually a where you sell your work forum, and it's called like where do you sell your work. And that you can put in like, this is where I have my work, and that's more about you and where you sell. And the craft lab feedback one is more for people to go, or craft fair feedback one is more for you to say, this is my experience at this. And it's maybe not as much your experience, but this is what the fair is, this is the cost, these are kind of the basic details, and this is who it would be good for. Or this is a really bad show for any craft artist to sell at because it was all about the beer or the food.
Okay.
So
That's
that
part of
kind
big crafting, it was sort of a review of something you've been in, or.
Yeah, so it's a review, so people when they say, because there's Zappalate, I mean there are different kind of those out there, but they just tell you what it is. They don't give a lot of feedback of like, this was my experience. These are the kind of artists that would do well, that kind of thing. And that's what we want it to be, so people don't have to spend $300 getting into a show and then not selling anything. Or having to wait a year because they want to attend it first before they go, and then they have to wait a whole year to